Well, I tried to do a little video, and the very first video on the camera didn't work for some reason. So I got the rest of it, but you're kind of coming in midway. So I'm just gonna explain a little bit. These seals were leaking down here. And it took me a while to figure out where all my hydraulic fluid was going, because it wasn't a big leak, and the only time it would really leak is when I was running the tractor. But just take these two bolts out. This little spring here, there's a little round stock inside of this spacer here, and then you can slide this arm off of that rod there, and I just kind of drive it in a little bit. But the rest of the video, I mean, it's pretty easy. Okay, I don't know if you can see, but I've drove this rod in, and like I said, it goes all the way through to the other side. And I've got the bolts out. They can be pretty tight, but anyway, I'm going to just kind of tap on this to, so you can see it, just kind of break that loose. I'm going to try to get a pry bar behind that and get that loosened up. Okay, I've got this loose. See, it just comes off, and there's two seals. Yeah. Oh, I'll get out here so we can see. There's two seals. There's a little O-ring seal on that, and then inside this housing there's another seal, and I've got one already. I'm going to drive this out with a socket. A mess in here. But this housing looks like this, and it comes out the front. So I'll turn this over. I've got a 7/8 socket. It's just about perfect. It'll grab this lip right here, and then I'll push this out. I've got a spare housing that I've already installed a new seal in, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this over here to the press. I'm just going to press this back in. You could probably use a vise and just squeeze that down in there, but I'm going to put it over here on this press, and I just set a piece of plate on here to try to keep this straight. So I've got the new O-ring on there. I'm going to put a little bit of oil on that just to make it easier to slide inside of that housing. It's a little tricky doing this one-handed. Get that started in there. I'll use the bolts to draw that up tight. Oh, I can't tell what y'all was looking at there, but I'm going to get these bolts tightened up, and I'll push this back out from the other side. And there we go, folks. I know I didn't show everything step by step, but it's pretty basic. It's just a few pieces to remove. But I did all that with this brush hog on the back of it. So hopefully if you have to change your seals, you'll know what you're going to see when you take that apart, and you will lose a lot of hydraulic fluid. This was already low, but be prepared to catch a lot of hydraulic fluid on both sides. Now what I'll do is I'll take these housings here. I'll pull that old seal out of there, and I've got these new seals because I own two of these tractors, same model, and they both take these seals. But if you've ever put any internal seals in, they can be kind of difficult. If you warm them up a little bit and make them a little more pliable, they're a little easier to work with. But I found if you'll put them in from this wide side back here, it makes it a little easier to scrunch them up and get them down inside that groove in there. But taking these out, I'll just pry them out. They're probably brittle enough. They'll just crumble and come on out. But now I have to put hydraulic fluid in it. And the wonderful engineers put the feel under everything. But I've got a kerosene pump. It's a battery operated. I'm going to try. I have used it on diesel, but this hydraulic fluid's a little bit thicker. So hopefully it'll work. I'm just kind of going to balance the bucket up here and pump it into this. Otherwise it's really slow going with a funnel. Because at the angle you can't really put the funnel up high, so you're going real slow. And the thing is, these things, the switch goes out on them if you look at the reviews on it, but you just stick this blue part down in the bucket and it'll pump it through that little hose. So we'll see how this works out. I don't have a tripod, and I just basically put my own switch in it, but we'll see how that goes. I don't know if you can hear that pumper running, but it's pumping slowly, but it sure beats the other way. Well, it's still pumping, but slow. Like I say, it may burn that little pump out. It sure beats trying to pour it in there with a funnel.